hand over. Okay, we're right back here once again. We are in Ogba, the city of we're right back here with the newspaper headlines and newspaper review this morning. Okay, we are here and people are here to give their opinions and their reviews on what is happening currently in the country today. I'm Christian Chuku on this wonderful edition of the program. A big welcome to all those that have been watching us, that have subscribed to Flip TV. We are saying a big thank you for being with us. And here we have our wonderful reviewers here with me this morning. I have Mr. Chigozie, I have Mr. Matthew, and Mr. Lucky. Others are on their way to do justice to the newspaper headlines this morning. I have the Daily Trust with me, and I also do have the Vanguard newspaper this morning. What does the Vanguard have for us? Above the masthead, fix Nigeria's insecurity or admit defeat. Khan tells FG, fix Nigeria's insecurity or admit defeat. Khan tells FG. Grazing routes, autumn threatens legal action against FG. Of Benue State threatens legal action against FG. Strike, why we refuse to sign MOU. Doctors are saying why we refuse to sign MOU. Says government punishing doctors for its failures. Government punishing doctors for its failures. Insist strike continues until all demands are met. Strike continues until all demands are met by government. Federal government will commence implementation of MOU today. Federal government will commence implementation of MOU today. Obasanjo Okowa pray for Olu of Warri. Obasanjo Okowa pray for the Olu of Warri. Farmers killings, mischief makers trying to rekindle Ife Modakeke crisis. Farmers killings, mischief makers trying to rekindle Ife Modakeke feud. Oni Advisory Committee is saying COVID-19 third wave. Lagos records 500 deaths, blames inbound passengers for spread. Lagos records 500 deaths, blames inbound passengers for spread. Ondo Amotekun rescues hypnotized Lagos teenager from ritualists. Ondo Amotekun rescues hypnotized Lagos teenager from ritualists. 24 killed in Kaduna-Katsina attacks. 24 killed in Kaduna-Katsina attacks. Bandits release another batch of 15 Bethel Baptist students. Bandits release another batch of 15 Bethel Baptist students. Continue to pay VAT to us, FIRS tells taxpayers. Continue to pay VAT to us, FIRS tells taxpayers. The Daily Trust newspaper this morning. PDP crisis, anxiety as Secondus rejects October deadline. PDP crisis, anxiety as Secondus rejects October deadline. Aircraft handling, FG operators lose $28 million yearly. Aircraft handling, federal government operators lose $28 million yearly. Taraba Fulani leaders hand over 11 kidnappers, gun runners to police. Taraba Fulani leaders hand over 11 kidnappers, gun runners to police. Doctors in mass exodus amidst NARD strike. Doctors in mass exodus amidst NARD strike. That is a disaster if it's going to be like that. Less than 40,000 doctors serving 200 million Nigerians. Less than 40,000 doctors serving 200 million Nigerians. My facility is stripped of personnel. CMD cries out. My facility is stripped of personnel. CMD cries out. FG should develop emergency intervention. FG should develop emergency intervention. That's from the NMA. Act fast, experts urge government orders. African of the Year Award, Daily Trust calls for nominations. Bandits release 15 more students of Bethel School. Bandits release 15 more students of Bethel School. Plateau unrest, just Muslim communities to protect churches. Just Muslim communities to protect churches. Buhari's son's wedding. Gumi blasts politicians who flew jets to Bichi. That's it for today. Let's have our reviewers here this morning as they come to do justice. I have Mr. Chigozie here this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chigozie.
Good morning. It's my pleasure being here.
I was listening to spokesperson of the Northern Elders Forum. His name is Baba Ahmed. He said this Fulani crisis is a national crisis, that we should deal with it as a national crisis. How do you look at that statement?
Well, everybody is right to his or her opinion, and that notwithstanding, I think we understood better the true position of what is happening. So, it's all, whatever detraction that may be coming from any quarters, I think we shouldn't be carried away by such statements. We understood what is happening, and it is no longer hidden that if it is a national
A
crisis,
national concern. It should be a national concern.
of course, it is a national. Every ethnic nationality has a stake in what is happening, and everybody must ensure the safety of his or her own people and protect the territorial integrity. That is paramount. It has gotten to the point that we must rise up to the occasion because Fulani are bent at overrunning the entire region. So if we go to sleep, we may wake up to, even if we are still alive, not having any place to call our home.
But one of the arguments he said that it is provided by the constitution for people to move around freely in any part of the country. So if you do not allow the Fulani man move or have one or two things to do in a certain part of the country, it's against an infringement on his rights.
I think common sense to suggest that the person of his like should use to have common sense. Does the same constitution guarantee the safety of life and property of the citizens? If the answer is yes, then how comes that the movement of Fulani, the supposed nomadic Fulanis, poses not just a potential threat, a real threat to the lives and property of the Nigerian citizens. So these are fundamental issues that should not be swept under the carpet. Nobody is infringing on the fundamental rights of people of free movement of the Fulani people. But they are the one constituting nuisance to the entire region. Nobody, of course, prior to this time, even during Jonathan time, during Obasanjo time, they have been moving around freely with their cattle. But all of a sudden, during this Buhari's dispensation, they become so wide and you understand, begin to show the true position or their makeup or whatever diabolic agenda they have nursed over the decades. You see, nobody is against any person moving freely. But when that right, where your right, of course, stops is where another person's rights begin. You cannot infringe on people's rights to live. You cannot take the rights of someone to live. You destroy his property and destroy the people's home and all that on the basis that you want to protect your right, the rights to free movement. If free movement constitutes national concern as we are having now, then such rights should be withdrawn. That is paramount. People should no longer tolerate such, because your own rights should not infringe my own position, because I also have a right. For crying loud, this is a private business. You have rights to your private business, and you shouldn't use that your own business to disrupt my peace, to pose a threat to my existence. That is fundamental. So I don't see why people of such uh, caliber should be circumventing the truth. The truth is not about the free movement, but the truth is that they are using that avenue to wreak havoc on their host communities. That is the problem. Nobody stops them from moving around. They've been doing that prior to this time. But unfortunately, their motive, the ulterior motive for canvassing for such grazing routes is something that is unimaginable.
Okay, with the crisis at hand now, how can the Fulani live peacefully with fellow Nigerians?
The truth is that the southern region have made their position known. They don't need the Fulani and their cattle. Let the north absorb them. In the northern region, you have expanse of land that even can contain four countries put together. The entire southeastern region is about 29,000 kilometers square, which is equivalent to just Kogi State. Kogi State. So what are they looking down there in the southeast? If the entire land surface area of the southeastern region is equivalent to Kogi State, then what are the Fulanis? What are they looking at the southeastern region? I've made this comparison. Only Niger State is equivalent to 5 states. It's more than 5 states within the southwestern region, apart from Lagos, which is about 3,000 kilometers square. But only Niger State is more than the entire the 5 remaining southwestern states. So why can't they go to Niger State, for crying loud? What are they looking in Ondo, in Ekiti, in Osun, in Ogun State, in Oyo State? What are they looking for? If they can still have the same expanse of land, even more in Niger State, let alone other 19 states or thereabouts from the north. So you can understand that these people are being naturally mischievous. You see, they are trying to push people to the wall against their own will and against their own rights of association or rights of possession. This is their, for crying out, their ancestral home, and you cannot just override that rights on the mere basis of you want to create a grazing route to the Fulanis.
Are you saying that there's no way that a solution will be given so that they can stay peacefully? Because it seems that the president wants these Fulani people to still stay amongst the southern states.
Nobody is stopping them from mixing up with the people. That is the position. They have been there for several decades. But the problem now, as a matter of concern, as a matter of urgency, that these people has a different motive, a different agenda of killing I and you and taking over our ancestral land. It's no longer hidden. Look at what is happening in Agatu. Look at what is happening in several regions across the Nigerian states. It is very clear now that their agenda is to kill and to destroy, to take over. So on that premise, you cannot play to the gallery. Look at what autumn of the governor of Benue State. He's tired of burying his own people. He's tired of the level of massacre, genocide that is going on. He's tired. A sitting governor of APC, for crying loud. So he's no longer happy with the system. So if there's any man or any governor that should support this current present administration, it should be the governor of Autumn, who was part of them. The Katsina State governor also is not holding back, is crying out because the level of casualty, manning, killing, raping, and all manner of atrocities are tolerated, aided by this instrument of the state, by the state itself, in favor of a particular minority called Fulani race. When did Fulani race become more superior race than every other ethnic nationality? Which by simple majority they are not even ranking the fifth in terms of population. As far as Nigeria is concerned, why they hold power? Who gave them the power? They came up under the mantra, under the constitution of Nigeria that gave him that provision. So he shouldn't be seen as a Fulani president. That is where he got it wrong. And how far he can go with such agenda is a matter of time. It's very unfortunate.
Doctors in mass exodus amidst NAD strike. Doctors are leaving the country. Portends a disaster for our healthcare system. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect me. Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, it's very unfortunate, but I don't have to blame the doctors. These are people that have acquired skill, formal skill. Being a doctor is not a day job. Having expended time, resources, and whatever, and not that they are willing to serve. They are willing to contribute their own quota to human development and service to humanity. But unfortunately, they happen to find themselves within a contraction, within a system that abhors, that does not respect, that does not appreciate dignity. It is very unfortunate. So how could you expect them to continue even when their own life is under threat? You can see the level of threat that have been meted out by the same government, who should be more concerned, whose primary duty or responsibility is to protect life and safety, to ensure the well-being of her own citizens. But what is happening is to the contrary. The government is not concerned. They don't care about the welfare of the citizens. The working condition is very disturbing. There's no facility for them. Even sometimes when you visit these general hospitals, you will pity for those resident doctors. Where they work, the offices are just more or less an empty hall. These are doctors, for crying loud. You need a calm, a serene environment. You need to be in the stable psychological state before you could attend to your patients. But all these things were not considered by the same government. You can see how wicked, but they have spent over 200 days on medical vacation, taking along with them billions of dollars undisclosed that should have, of course, been reinvested in our health system to update the health infrastructures. So it is not a crime if the doctors will be living out of this country to wherever their own life force will be protected, wherever their service could be appreciated, and a working condition, a good working condition given to them. So if I'm a doctor, I'm telling you, the fact that it will affect me does not mean that I will deny the truth. For crying loud, they have families. Could you imagine? Resident doctor, a whole doctor, medical doctor, has no insurance scheme that covers him in case of death in the discharge of his or her duty. Look at what is happening. The pandemic or COVID-19 is ravaging the world. Most of them have lost their life, and their family left, and their dependents are just left at the mercy of whatever happens. There's no conscious or deliberate attempt to encourage them. What they needed is just small encouragement. And they are not demanding. Look at an ordinary counselor, even without school certificate. Under 1 year, there is one I saw, under 1 year to 2 years, he has built two-story building, fence everywhere. Ordinary councillor, ward councillor, ward, in Lagos State. You know how much they have been paid? The average salary, basic salary is 500,000. Even without school certificate. Only on the basis that you are connected or you are to the powers that be. Let alone, how comes a graduate and you cannot pay a graduate 30,000 naira minimum? You can see why Nigeria will never be better. The worst is yet to happen. I tell you the truth. If an ordinary councillor, ward councillor, what the percentage with the basic salary is 500,000. With other Ghana must go that is exchanging hands. But let alone, why can't you make life better, meaningful to your own citizens? What is the life expectancy of an average Nigerian? So kudos to those doctors. If they should find, how many years do they have to live? That they should spend their entire life in pain, in frustration. That's why I don't blame them sometimes. If they have to carry out operation, they may forget or not discharge their duty with all level of dignity or concentration because of what they are passing through. So the best thing, if you find your way out of this country, you leave this country because they are living because they have seen there is no future for this country. The doctors are living because they know that Nigeria is dead. There is no future for this country. So they are looking for elsewhere where they can live out their dreams and serve the people and be appreciated for such level of service. It's quite unfortunate. That simply suggests that the worst is yet to happen, even in our health system. If those doctors should live in such mass, in such number, then who are those that will take? Maybe the politicians, Tinubu and his talks will now be manning the hospitals, the general hospitals. No, that should be another option left for them. They will be employing them, and probably anybody that the Fulanis will now take over and be administering drugs and cattle feces to
Somebody's
to
asking,
those.
would you leave Nigeria if you have the opportunity?
Definitely, if I have the opportunity tomorrow, I'm already gone. I have left Nigeria already. Who you are seeing now is not Chigozie. I'm not in Nigeria because what is happening, I'm no longer comfortable to say the truth.
Go to Afghanistan. Go to Afghanistan. Go to Afghanistan.
Mr. Lucky said I should go to Afghanistan.
Go to Afghanistan.
Yes, I should go for Afghanistan because Edo State has become an Arab Emirate already. So you that is in Nigeria,
We say you to Afghanistan.
you have no hope because they have already enthroned another Sultan of Arab in Edo State, and soon
They stopped it.
they stopped it. You couldn't know what is going on, and invariably, Lucky in no distant time will change his name to Alhaji Muhammadu Danladi. So you should be preparing because the battle has been taken down to your domot,
Okay.
and there is no way of escape.
Lastly.
So for me, I am already out of Nigeria. So I'm already living in Biafran land, consciously, unconsciously, because I'm no longer in terms with what is.
This question, maybe
on.
let's digress. Last question. You made a point, but the question remains: what can we do to stop them from taking our ancestral land, like Fulani?
What we can do is very simple. What do you do when you know that somebody is bent at killing you? You know that somebody is after your life. What do you do? And there is no other escape routes. At that level of desperation, you have to fight. That is the word. You have to fight to preserve humanity. You have to fight to preserve your posterity. You have to give them a good fight. Even the Bible said, fight a good fight of faith. It is time to fight, yes,
Of faith.
a faith.
Okay.
And what is that faith? If you don't have a faith in your own people, like one of us who I respected in the past, but now has lost my respect. Why? Because he said an Igbo man, an Igbo race is cursed. And you are even trying to correct him. You said that he's regretting for being an Igbo man. What a shame. How could I identify with such people? I can classify them as the Fulanis, who has no parts or portion with his own people. You cannot say you may hold your own view or whatever opinion, but not to the extent of condemning your own people to the extent that you said that they are cursed nations. You will only they see now that Bruno. You see, you already are cursed. So for me, that is the only thing. Fight the good fight of faith. If you don't fight, you may not live to tell the story. And people, why we are living today? Because people stood their ground. They fought for us. They paid the ultimate price for us to live. And we are living to fight, to preserve the next generation or posterity. Otherwise, we will be considered a failure. And may God never allow that to happen. So the only thing is to fight.
Finally.
Because the people are already prepared for you. You can't go and sit. It's not the time of prayer. Prayer is very important. But the Bible says that faith without work is useless. It's dead. So as you are praying, you are watching. So that the invasion, the enemies will not invade you over the night and kill and slaughter. I listened to one of the northern Christians. He said that he cannot forget the haunting cry of her daughter when these people, the bandits or the Boko Haram, overrun them by night. And they murdered her daughter, and even in his own pool of blood, he was hearing the voice of her daughter calling, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, Zasukasheni, Zasukasheni," but he couldn't help. He was so helpless. But that voice continued to hurt him. If you don't fight, you are prepared to die.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Fight the good fight of faith. I know you are a pastor, and you might want to give us a different perspective or a different explanation to connecting to the fact that you need to defend your land as a people. How does fighting a good fight of faith relate to that?
Depending on one's perception, anyway. If you are looking at a good fight of faith, going by the Bible concepts, it is when you submit yourself totally to God, and that submission will earn you all the dividends, all the reward of a child of God. That's why at times when you see people say, fight good fight of faith, they try to water it down to literary meaning, our earthly way of looking at it. But the essence of it is like when you are saying and looking for a scenario in the Bible, when you say the violent take it by force,
The kingdom of heaven.
the kingdom of God's heaven suffered violence and the violent take it by force. People fail to realize that the circumstance surrounding that statement was John the Baptist personified. And look at the death of John the Baptist. He died for the cause of salvation. So in the nutshell, John the Baptist died for John the Baptist's death was like taking it by force, taking the kingdom of God by force. But literally, the way the world will see it, they will not see it that way. So when God speaks, the mystery behind the way God speaks is not the same thing with the way the world will see it. So that is a different thing for a discerning mind. But for the purpose of this discussion, let's discuss earthly things.
Okay. If you have the opportunity, will you leave Nigeria, Mr. Matthew?
If I had the opportunity to leave Nigeria, yes, I will leave Nigeria. That notwithstanding, if I achieve my aim of leaving Nigeria, I will still come back to Nigeria.
Okay.
Because if you look at it generally speaking, there is no reasonable Nigerian that will say he will not leave this country. The reason is not far-fetched. You have a system where the government form themselves like a cartel against the ordinary people. They are just united against the ordinary Nigerian, and they are united because of what they want to get at the expense of the masses, because of their pecuniary interests, personal aggrandizement. Not if you see Nigerian politicians clamoring to lead in their various capacities, not because they want to bring about good dividends of democracy, it's because of how do they attract wealth to their personal pockets. That's why you hear national cake. That is why they are not interested in whether police is brutalizing the citizens or not, whether the doctors are going on strike or not. As long as they are smiling to the bank, they are comfortable. Because why will a sane society be allowing the health sector to degenerate to the point where resident doctors are embarking on strike? We all know the importance of doctors in a society. We all know what the society will be lacking going by the mass exodus of Nigerian doctors to different parts of the world. Look, as we speak, Saudi Arabia is conducting an interview of doctors who are willing to leave Nigeria for Saudi Arabia. And their target is areas of expertise, people who work in intensive care and some other expertise area. And these are areas where you need personnel to manage the COVID-19 issue. So if you have a sane society and a responsible government, why should we get to this stage? A stage where residency training fund, federal government have refused to pay to doctors, and it's part of the issue federal government is having with resident doctors. Why should we get to the level? If the government, personalities in government, if they were having the direct impact of the striking doctors, they would have addressed it. Because it's convenient for them to go to America, go to Britain, go to different parts of the world for their personal health treatment. They are not interested in whether the ordinary man have access to health facility or not. Why should a place like Asu Rock Clinic be getting billions of naira in every fiscal year you do budget? And the wife of Mr. President will tell you that even a syringe is not available in Asu Rock Clinic. If they could do that to Asu Rock Clinic, does that not suggest to you what is happening to other health facilities? So the government is not responsible.
Okay.
There's no two ways about it.
Somebody is asking a question. He says, we always talk of what the government should do to fix Nigeria. Can Mr. Matthew tell us what he thinks we, the citizens, can do to fix Nigeria?
What's the name of the person?
Mindset Mentor.
Mindset, thank you very much. I like that question. You see, look at the issue on ground now. They say resident doctors are rushing for interview to go to Saudi Arabia. What does that tell you? It tells you that Nigerian doctors, that you have eggheads. It tells you that the world hold them as high esteem because of the way and the product that seen Nigerian doctors, their performance globally. We said it here on this platform the other day that the person that led the COVID-19 research in America graduated from UNICA, University of Calabar in Nigeria here. So it's a Nigerian product. So the issue is, ordinary Nigerian, what they will do is they are willing and ready to work and develop the economy, every sector of human endeavor. But what we are lacking is the enabling environment to do it. Go and look at this cable using electric wiring. It is not recent that I discovered that the best quality globally is Nigerian products. all the raw materials sourced locally. A boy in Ogada, go to YouTube and look for what I'm saying. Develop a drone that he demonstrated, he flew, and it was taking area photograph. As we speak, the boy has been made to have audience with the Minister of Science and Technology.
Oh no.
Yes, Obona Onu. But what has come out of it? There are so many innovations that is going on unnoticed. I said it here the other day that the same way God deposited talents, potential in people in different parts of the world, the same way He deposited in Nigeria citizens. It's just that the government is not creating an environment for it to flourish. We said here the other day that in a decent society, the government have research institutes where if they discover that potential in you that isolate you from the society, keep you there, you develop that talent, that potential, and fund will not be a challenge. But I have a situation in Nigeria where if the police or army see a drone flying now, instead of trying to look for the technology behind it, who is doing it, they will shoot it down. I have a story of that. I cannot verify the authenticity now, where somebody who was testing a drone, police threatened to shoot it down, not even looking at how did he get the technology, how do you tap into it, how do you leverage on it. So the issue is not as if Nigerians do not have talent or they are not given potentials by God, but the environment is not encouraging people developing it. That is why when you see them, when they go outside the country, they even perform better than people in those developed world. Like we mentioned, the man who led the research of discovering COVID-19 vaccine in America and some other places in the world. The Solicitor General in one of the Solicitor Generals in Canada, is it somebody Mado?
Yes.
He graduated from Nigeria here. So if he's not good at that job, they will not go there and make him Minister of Justice. That is equivalent to what you have a Minister of Justice in Nigeria. So if he's not good at his job, he will not go there and have that position. So mindset, what I'm saying in essence is the government is not giving us the platform, the enabling environment for Nigerians, for the youth to bring out the talent being given to them by God. And all the things they are doing, even at their own personal level, it is even unnoticed. It's going unnoticed because it is not coming to the media. Recall that during COVID-19, there was issue of PPE, personal protective equipment. The government was not providing it. Even common nose mask. It took Nigerians to start producing it before you see everybody had access to it. When they were relying on the ones imported, it was in short supply. And if you provide the enabling environment, even the ventilator that you needed to salvage life in intensive care units, Nigerians can even go into it and produce it. Don't forget that during that COVID-19, some university graduates started fixing ventilators that went bad even before the COVID-19. So it is not true that Nigerians do not have. No, that's not his question.
He's asking what's the way forward now?
The way forward is that if the government fail to provide those enabling environment for Nigerian the potentials in Nigerians to come out and be used, then let us unanimously kick these people out of power so that we can engender people that have the vision and focus that will drive the process, that will enable us start tapping into our God-given potential. If you look at Nigeria, for instance, Nigeria have almost all the natural resources that exist on Earth. This uranium they are using to enrich atomic bomb, you can use it to generate electricity. We have the deposit in Bayelsa, I think Akwa Ibom, in Kaduna and some other states. Even thorium, we have the deposit here. Iron ore. In fact, if we develop iron ore in Nigeria, it will capture African market. It's one of the largest deposits in the world. So zinc, lead, name it, gold, and all these things are not being utilized because we have a government, not just this government anyway, all successive government of Nigeria, that is myopic. All the attention is focused on oil, not thinking outside the box. That is why anything that happens in the oil sector at the global market affects our local economy, because the government is not thinking outside the box. They are not thinking of diversifying the economy into other areas of solid natural resources and other areas of resources. And look at agriculture. Go and look at the best wine in the world. It comes from Israel. And we have almost all the fruits in Nigeria you can ferment, you can process to get wine and other all type of drink you think of. But you needed a government that have focus to do it. Why is it that at independence, the mainstay of our economy was agriculture? Why did the government destroy that? It was when they discovered oil. And if our economy had been striving on agriculture, we wouldn't have any crisis. Because any economy built on agriculture is not sustainable. So we need a government that is more focused, that is idea driven, rather than a government that is only interested in sharing the government treasury. What I'm saying, all political class in Nigeria, they are all culpable. It's not limited to APC, PDP, ABGA, name it. All political class in Nigeria, they are culpable in this respect.
So how do we kick them out of the office?
The only legitimate way we can kick them out of office is to sensitize Nigerian youths to know that there is strength in power and there is strength in that useful exuberance, and to know that they fund the larger percentage of Nigerian politicians. And look at it, when the politicians want to rig election, they fall back to the youth. They throw crumbs at them in form of peanut money, and they help them to perpetrate all manner of violence for the purpose of perpetrating themselves into power. So if we continue to sensitize the youths that you have a right to vote, you have a right to protect your votes, you have a right to go and register for election, you have a right to reject leaders who have failed us all these years. And the problem is that the youth do not believe that election result can count. But if you look at the last election, local government election that was held in Lagos and in Ogun, there were a serious level of voter apathy. And the politicians themselves were jittery, thinking that youths will turn out emas to vote for their choices. But it never happened because the youths have lost confidence in the electoral process. So all we need to do is to rekindle the hope of the youth in the electoral process and make everybody involved. Because if you bring everybody to get interested and be involved, ultimately it will hinder people who want to win. Because you only rig election in an area where you are popular. If you go to Oba, for instance, and there's an election, you discover that PDP and APC do not have support. We just see maybe perhaps a candidate that has the support of the masses, and you see 80% of the electorate in Oba queuing behind that candidate. There is no how PDP and APC can rig it. But by the time PDP and APC comes to Oba and they discover that there is no person voting on ground, they will look for how to explore all the voting strength in Oba to write the results, because nobody is available to utilize that figure. So I think that is the pain of the problem.
Okay, can you comment on this doctors issue, mass exodus of doctors?
It borders on insincerity on the part of the government. We have said it here now that resident training fund that you needed to pay the doctors since 2020, we are 2021. Some doctors have not been paid. It's part of the issues on ground. I look at everything they are talking about this strike. It all borders on money, fund, salary, and all that. Why should you, knowing the importance of doctors, knowing how hazard is their job, knowing that they are at the highest risk, they are vulnerable to this pandemic, why should you get to a level where they are even going on strike? Have you heard in this country where state governors are perhaps threatening to down to because federal government refuse to give them the allocation? Or have you heard in the history of Nigeria, the Nigerian democracy, when or where senators or House of Rep members are threatening to down to because they refuse to pay them their salary and take home? They are united against the common man because of their pecuniary interests. And look at how the House of Rep and Senate, we after what is duly allocated to them by revenue allocation, revenue mobilization allocation and fiscal commission, how they will start looking for other means to create avenue to amass wealth to themselves by way of oversight function, by way of constituency project, constituency allowance and all that. So in a nutshell, the government of Nigeria is not just the government, it has always been there, is not sincere with the Nigerian doctors.
Okay, lastly, let's look at the Fulani problem is a national issue. What should be done? Everybody sees Fulani as a threat.
The truth is, the issue of Fulani, the solution is not far-fetched. It has been with us to the point that everybody on the street know the likely solution. The solution is the federal government should unbundle the issue of security. The same way they unbundle the issue of oil sector, though there are some unresolved issues anyway. What they needed to do is the command and control of security architecture is not working. You cannot tell me that until IG gives order to address the security situation in Oba, the governor of Lagos State should not have that power to do it. You cannot tell me that the governor of Lagos State, Ebonyi State, Delta State, Kano State, name it, is going by the name of governor and chief security officer of the state. Yet he don't command any security power. So you need to decentralize the power in such that you give the state governments some security power. And the way to go is constitutional amendment. We remove the issue of security from exclusive legislative list, put it on concurrent list, so that the state houses of assembly and national assembly can have concurrent jurisdiction over the issue of security. That's the way to go. And once you do that, the security forces that is being formed by the state governments will now have the leverage to bear arm, and even higher arm than what the bandits, the kidnappers, the herders are bearing. Once they do that, the herders themselves will go back to their trenches, because they know that you now have a potent force higher than what they are coming with. But the situation where the Fulani man is coming to this regular society and unarmed citizens, so you are placed with impunity, knowing that you cannot challenge him. But by the time you arm the Amateku, for instance, you arm a Bagu, for instance, you arm the Delta Hawk, that the one in Delta State, for instance, and they have superior power, more than what the Fulani men are having, they will go back to their trenches, because they know that they cannot confront the forces that is ready to protect the people. So it's the Nigerian government that is surrendering the sovereignty of Nigerian youths, Nigerian citizens, to the Fulani herdsmen, the kidnappers and all that. They should do better by unbundling the issue of security and decentralize the power in security, so that the state governments and even local governments could have legitimate and legal role to play. That's what I see.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I have Mr. Lucky here this morning. Edo, no be Lagos.
Edo, no be Lagos. I salute my brother. Good morning, viewer. God bless you. God bless you. Edo, no be Lagos. I am not Mala.
Not allergy.
I'm not allergy. It can never be. I reject them. Like, I'm from Edo State. Isha, Urumi, Ahmed. Lucky is my name. Eyaguna. Edo, no be Lagos. Edo, no be Boronu. Good morning.
Mr. Chigo, they say now Edo State is now an emirate.
I don't mind Chigoze. Allah, don't mind. When somebody asked him that Chigoze, would you like to travel? He said yes. Maybe the person Chigoze don't understand. Travel to East, not America or London. Don't mind him want to travel. Go back to East. Go and stay for East. There may be most state to Anambra State. Maybe they won't go America. Go where? Or we send it to Afghanistan, where people are dispatching now. Chigoze will send it to Afghanistan. I'm not allergic. It can never be. There's no way. Edo, everybody know Edo. As small as we are, no Fulani can cut us. Not good possible. I'm from Edo State. Uromi, Ahmed. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay.
Thank God you admitted you are small.
No,
And no wonder they want to convert you to Arab Emirates.
Alaji, Lucky,
he can never possible. After all, when the British fought us, we defeat them. Who are these Fulani? No way, not possible. Fulani can go to Owerri. In fact, Rocha's mother is a Fulani. Rocha ruled for 8 years in Imo State. And this other man now is still there. Go and see many Alaji there. Well, what are you saying there?
Okay, let's move.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Please, doctors in mass exodus. Doctors are leaving country. It's not a crisis for us.
Doctors are leaving to America, to Germany, to England, to so many countries. After all, we have millions of doctors, Nigerian doctors in abroad before. They are there. The only thing is that we don't have government. The only area appealing to the doctors who are on ground now to help. People are dying like a chicken. Go to hospital. I know just few days now, 3 days. I know more than 5 people who died because there's no medical care. You can't go to general hospital, go to private. Imagine somebody who just sick, cough. They took him to one hospital. Up to 3 hours, 4 hours, transferring to one hospital. Deposit 2 million down. After 3 hours, the person died because of medical care, because of our doctor strike. Who am I going to blame? I am going to blame President Muhammadu Buhari under APC. I'm blaming him, blaming Kike, the minister. Just only 3 many. How can you say you are not going to no work, no pay? And Kike is saying they have signed MOU yesterday. My brother, the doctor said they have not signed anything until they implement that no work, no pay. They should pay them. Please. That's why I say our government doesn't value life. I don't understand me. You can see how America are rescue, British are rescue their citizens in Afghanistan because they love their citizens. But our own, they love Malu, they love cow more than the citizens of Nigeria. That's why we find ourselves. Because they believe in cow. If it was cow now, they will go and import doctor from abroad to treat those cows than human being. I'm telling you the truth. So, our doctor, I pity them. I pray God should intervene so that the one on ground can be able to treat those who are dying in the hospital. Thank you very much. Another topic.
So what should the government do?
Government, number one, agree. Give them what they want. That's my advice. Give them what they want. Give them, pay them. After all, we do see the wedding Saturday. Our president's son. Number one, the COVID-19 was broken. The protocol. Look at the crowd. Look at the jet. Those who are borrowing money, China, America, IMF, they see millions of jets in that airport, and they will still giving us money. We have a big problem. Even those who are borrowing no money, they didn't ask about president. When you have jet more than 100 lying down in the airport, just a wedding, while people are dying in bush, better students they kidnap, 80 or 60 something in the bush. Our president is celebrating marriage. His son, my brother, nothing wrong for them doing it secretly or at least hiding because of COVID-19. All the politicians in Nigeria went to Kano just celebration. While people, millions of Nigerians are languishing inside bush. Something is wrong.
The president is having a ceremony. Don't you expect politicians to be there?
That is why I say politicians, PDP, APC, and Shawo, they are the same, no different. Imagine Atiko be the chairman of the occasion. Atiko, do you know how many people died during 2019 because of Atiko? Because of PDP. They died. They shot them. But now, President's son is doing wedding in Kano. Atiko is the chairman of the occasion. Jonathan was there. A lot of governors were there. My brother, you can see the youth have. I don't know. I can't abuse them. The youth lose focus. You can see politicians, they are deceivers. So what I'm saying, doctor, stay strike, continue strike until you get your demand. Otherwise,
some people cannot treat their words, their relations, their parents. Like me, my father wants to do an operation, but he cannot do that operation because of these doctors, and he cannot go to a private hospital.
Yeah, the problem is that, you see, if the doctor agreed today to ship ground, tomorrow they might not pay them allowances. For me, what I believe, because the only language our government here is strike, violent. That's what they believe. They believe that. I told you, if it is 100 cows now, they want to go and rescue, or they want to treat. Our government will bring experts from abroad to treat them, pay good money. But when they come for human being, our government, particularly this government, doesn't interested of treating anybody. So now I will appeal to the doctor again, please, to ship ground because of that area of your, maybe your dad or your this. Because if you go to private hospital, a private hospital in Nigeria here, they will ask you to deposit 1 million or 2 million. Where did you see that? So the meaning of that, did you know how many people dying every day? Millions of Nigerians are dying because we have a government that ear is blocked. Mostly Buhari, the man doesn't care. The vice president doesn't care. Look at the way they are rushing to Delta State during the coronation of the Oluwafiwori, and some of them went to Kano, my brother, where people are dying in hospital, doctor on strike. Our president couldn't resolve it, and he gave Minister of Health. My brother, this government, our youth need to get up and flush them out. That area.
How can the youth flush them out?
The problem is that our youth look focused. They don't understand. Until all of them perish. I'm telling you the truth. Until all of them perish. They don't know. Look at them now. They are here arguing about Manchester, Chelsea. Look at them at the back here. I don't know what's wrong with our youth. I don't know what's wrong with our youth. Doctor, I pray this thing should resolve. Because this COVID-19, third wave of COVID-19, if Nigeria don't take that, that will consume them. Give me another topic, my brother.
Okay, this Fulani issue, somebody said it's a national problem. It's a problem of Nigerians generally. How do you look at it?
Yes, I will run away from that. This Fulani problem is a problem of the whole Nigeria. Nowhere is safe, particularly. Nowhere is safe. Are you talking about even the where I come from? You can't travel to Auchi. You cannot travel to Ore Road. You can't go to East. I'll give you an example now, my brother. Every day, including the president home, every day kidnapping, killing, they have become something which Nigeria is celebrating that every day. Anytime you wake up in front of newspaper, 5 key, 20 key, Kaduna. So, and the government are busy celebrating wedding and coronation of chief title. Instead of that to focus on the real issue. The issue is that, and again, I still brought on the youth, that NSAS should just come up. We have no problem with that NSAS, there's no leader. If we have leader in that NSAS, the message should be sent to this government so that these 2 years remaining, so that all of us no go die. That's what I mean. They are, you see, all this we are saying, they are not listening, they don't watch TV. President, imagine, 3 days ago, President had a meeting with all these generals. And they told it that everything is okay, sir. That the Boko Haram are being surrendered. But they forget that we still have the terrorists who are kidnapping, who are killing under this government. Can't you, Buhari, listen to AIT or Arise TV or the other channels to know what is happening? NTA only go there to tell us. Like Mohammed only go there to tell us that Nigeria is okay. We are not okay. We are dying under his watch. No food, nothing you can post of it now. People, let me tell you, the children are not forced to join Yahoo. Look at this cashless policy. This POS, are you aware? Yahoo are picking over. So if you go there to go and withdraw now with your ATM, what you do, all your money will be withdrawn. So under this government, nothing can post of it for these 8 years of work. Are you going to post for road? Are you going to post for infrastructure? Are you going to post for anything food? This under him, and the man is there celebrating wedding. Did you know how many people cancelled their wedding because of COVID-19? Look at the crowd who went to this Kano. I imagine. So something is wrong. Our Nigeria need to wake up. We need to stand up. What they are saying now, instead of doing the real issue, tackle the issue, they are not taking 2023. That is why Atiku went to go and be the chairman of the occasion. I was expecting that Atiku and Buhari, they are fighting. They are not fighting. They are Fulanis. Something is wrong. Even the South governors who are supposed to sign this Gaza, they have not. Some of them have not signed it. The only person that is shouting now is Benue governor and Wike. And I expect the other governors South to immediately sign this. Sign it. But governor said, the president said they should review it. That review will be have 25 states. Who are the 25 states? I want to know them. I want to know the 25 states. Who they are going to give land. In Edo State, we have no land. We don't have land to give Fulani.
How do you now accommodate the Fulani?
See,
you have land to give them?
My brother, accommodate myself. Let them go to North now. North is even bigger than.
Are they not Nigerians?
Nigeria. Fulani are not Nigeria. So.
They are not Nigerians.
They are not Nigerian. Fulani are from Niger, from Mali, from Sudan. Let's go.
Who is now Buhari?
Buhari is from Niger. Let him go.
Is he not in Nigeria?
He's not in Nigeria.
Not in Nigeria.
Let me tell you something. If Buhari is in Nigeria, Buhari will feed those who are suffering. Buhari will feed those who are strike. Buhari will feed those who are not eating. Buhari will feed those who are in bush. You want to tell me Buhari did not see 100 jets in the airport?
It's not 100.
More than 100.
It's 20.
No. My brother, if you check social media, more than 100. From Niger, from Sudan, from in fact, all over the whole world came for that wedding. For what? And you say nobody should hold more than 20, 30. People are more than millions in Kano. Something is wrong somewhere. We have no president. We have no vice president. Senate president. This government. God remove them for power, my brother. We don't need them. They are killing us.
You are celebrating Benue governor. The man has not paid his workers for 8 months.
I am not celebrating Benue governor, but what I like his policy. He was the first governor who said he's going to stop the grazing land. He have signed it. They are going to take president to court, and I like that. That is why I like the governor. If he have not paid 8 months, like other states who are collecting billions, have not really paid money to workers. That's what I mean. I know the governor has a problem. To all of them has a problem. But what we are saying is that Nigeria should wake up. Let me tell you, if you like, speak grammar here till tomorrow. Nigeria, the youth, supposed to take their destiny.
I'm asking a question. Are you not among the youth? What impact have you done?
See, for me, that question go to me. For me, coming out every day here to come and speak to the world, it's a part of it. That is my own contribution. I get to be that's my own contribution. It's not all Nigeria will just come out like this, start talking here. Crowd, it mix up outside open ground. You know what I mean? You see, it's not easy. In terms of security, in terms of these government officials, they pass every day. They watch us, see us criticizing the government. But what we are saying is that the youth, I'm doing my own here, part here, my brother. The man who say, "What of me?" The man is far, but he listen to me. Likewise, Buhari too will be listening to me. Now, many millions of Nigerians are watching me saying this. Our government are not working under Buhari, under Vice President. They are lazy, they are wicked. People are dying every day. My brother, I am doing my own as a youth here. If all the youth come out, I will come out too. I'm already here telling Nigeria what is going on, not what the NTA telling Nigeria. NTA is telling Nigeria that Nigeria is okay. Go to hospital, people are dying. Number one, the The worst thing is hunger. These are very expensive. You don't know. Under this government, we don't know what to say anymore. We cry every day. Nobody listens to us. So that's why I said the youth should get out. I'm here doing my own here, my brother. Have I answered your question? I'm here doing my own. Shouting every day, every morning. I must come here to give 10 Nigerians, tell the world that our government have failed us.
Lastly, who do you have in mind that will lead Nigeria and make it work?
See, my brother, the best thing, the best thing is for state to go and manage their resources. I can't see a president that will come now and make this country better. I can't see. You know why? Our Nigerian people, we have people who are wiser than each other. They feel they're wiser. They will allow things to go well. The person let the state manage their resources. I don't understand me. If you like, go and bring president from south. After all, Obasanjo just spent 8 years. No road in Abeokuta. Good luck spent 6 years. Go to Niger Delta, nothing there. East West Road have not been done. So all I know is that let state or regional manage their resources. You think this will be better. Competition will be there than this bringing president. Otherwise, I'm telling the youth, will still sleep. Atiko will still come and take over. Or Tinubu, who is in London, treaty himself. They will still deceive us because of 1,000 naira. I am not going to call it 1,000 naira. I don't understand me. But I'm going to say it. Please, the youth. I'm a youth. We should get up. I'm doing my own here. Nigeria, get up. Otherwise, this country, if you don't take time, the way the bandits are kidnapping people, so they will not turn on to Afghanistan. The way Afghanistan is happening now, my brother. So I do not turn this country to Afghanistan already. Kidnapping every day. You can't free travel now. No night travel. Even the plane, even the train is not safe. So what are we talking about? This president is doing nothing. They are lazy, wickedness. They only know how to celebrate birthday and wedding.
Okay, finally, what's
my final thought is that yes, I will appeal to the doctors. Help, please. If the government fail, people should not fail. God, I give you responsibility. Don't run to abroad. Abroad, you are running to. I know they have their own problem there. I know it's not easy. You cannot be working. You are not paid. It's not good possible. How do you feed your family? How do you pay your house rent? Please consider. And the Igige government, we should talk to Igige. I believe if Igige talk to president, let them give them that money. After all, the money they used to fuel all the jets, if you calculated it, it's even more than that doctor's money. They should give it to the doctor, and not to the doctor alone. All round of sector in Nigeria are down. Is it NEPA? Is it road?
Mega TV is saying that please tell Governor Baseki to act fast and sign anti-grazing bill.
I think Obaseki should do that. Should not waste time. Otherwise, should not waste time. Do it, but I know he will go to do that. Because I remember last time he said he's going to sign it. Sign it just like Wike or Benue governor. So that we will have people. Let me tell you something. The meeting they hold last time, can they continue the meeting? Can they continue the meeting? Send a signal to the president. Let them know that if he try that, they will take the president to court. And with the youth, we are going to support our governor to make sure the Fulani doesn't come to Benin.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. I have Mr. Kule.
Yeah, good morning. Happy New Week, right? How was your weekend?
Fine.
Yeah, well done.
If you have an opportunity, would you jet out of the country?
To where? If I have an opportunity, I wish I was fortunate to be among the people in Kabul now. You know, in the Taliban, yeah, in Kabul.
You join the Taliban?
I will join the awaiting evacuating people. You know, I will just, US will give me amnesty straight. I will leave this.
Is it that bad?
I will leave.
Is it that
Is that too bad for this country? Because we are witnessing our own Taliban here too. Our Taliban has just been given amnesty. So what do you expect? Our Taliban, version of our Taliban here, has just been given amnesty. So will I still continue with such people? Very soon now they'll be usher cows. They will turn to herdsmen. They will be usher cow to graze. I mean, they be usher grazing job for cow. These are same people that have killed souls. They have killed. They have put people into trauma. They have put people into sorrow. I don't understand. So you now asking me if I have opportunity I would have preferred to have an opportunity to be among the awaiting passenger. Sure, if it is my family, America is giving them assurance that if they evacuate you, they will do a background check on you. So instead of you languishing in this country that has no headway, won't you go to where you can have a soft landing to a safe and well-organized country?
Okay, let's move elsewhere. Who do you think that will rule this country, that will make it better?
I've never. It's only God that will have to choose our leader for us this time around, because
God.
The human
God has done
aspect.
everything. You cannot come down from heaven.
But the direction, the God Almighty will give the youth direction. The youth has to take up their space. And why I mean the youth, all these people that are in charge now, what's their population? They are getting to their exit age. They are in their exit age already. Can you imagine a man of 78, 80 years ruling Nigeria as where we have vibrant youth that are doing well all over the world? I think we should just put everything in the hands of God, and the youth should be vigilant, and youth should be awake this time around. That let's get the power to our hand, because we own the power. We have the majority of population in this country. We are like 60% of this country. So let youth wake up from slumber. That is my message. I've been saying this always.
How do you take power from the ruling class?
How do you do what?
Take power from them.
It's easy. How do you force them during the NSAS to wipe off SARS? How do they force them? How do they force them? You could see now there was a section of police that was brutalizing youth. They are capitalizing on brutalizing youth, assaulting youth, extrajudiciary killing on youth. And when there was time up for them, what happened? The youth united, united and rose up to the barbaric activities that was going on within the SARS then. And what happened to it? They put an end to SARS, which was NSAS. When we ready for end bad governance, we and mind you, it's not violence. It's not violence. Youth are not violent. They may say when youth protest, youth are not violent. It's the same government that will send thugs to come and demobilize, destabilize their protest. Like what happened in Abuja, what happened in what's it called there, Alausa, and what happened in Lekki. So man, I don't. The way we are heading up, I don't know.
We are experiencing mass exodus of doctors amidst this strike. More doctors are leaving the country, where we have less than 40,000 doctors serving 200 million Nigerians. If more doctors are leaving, how do we cope?
Have you asked those doctors that work in public hospitals, private hospitals? Have you asked them what's their take-home pay? What do they earn? And these guys, maybe the highest paid is earning 200, 300. But when you get to motherland, when you get to fatherland, because we are in our motherland is not working, you go to fatherland, which is you for greener pasture. I was looking at online news the other time. I saw salary of professor in Nigeria and salary of professor in Saudi and Western world. The gap is so a professor in Nigeria is earning 420,000. Why in Saudi a month? Why in Saudi you earn 6 to 8 million a month?
6 to 8 million.
8 million in a month. So who is going to be job slavery? Who is going to take up slavery job? Who is going to take it up? So they have to go. If I were a doctor, I will not even waste my time.
Might suffer. We might suffer.
Are we not suffering? When the doctors are even working, are we not suffering? Can you afford any medicine?
It may be worse after they leave.
We avert back to the herbs now. We avert back to the herbs. for operation.
For intensive care.
Is what you're saying now.
For emergency care.
When we can, are you in control? Can you control the doctor? Are you the one in charge of the government? When the government say this is how they want to permanent their own way, their life, that in their own way they won't recognize any doctor in this country, they won't give them better welfare, they won't give them better salary. So what do you expect us to do now? The doctor said they want to go. I will be happy for them to go. And me too, I will find my way. I will try and arrange myself to go and join civilized okay country. Well, okay country, not country wey nowhere. Any country wey well, I'll find my way there. Then let the doctor go too, because the doctor cannot keep suffering and smiling. It's too, if you see the hazardity these guys are working through with man, hazardity they are working with. At times they get down to.
The lives are being lost every day in hospitals.
It's life not being lost to Boko Haram. It's life not being lost to bandits. You know how many life have been lost to bandits, Boko Haram, compared to how many life have been lost in hospital. Even this COVID, Boko Haram and bandits have killed more people. Killed people have, life has been lost under this bandits than even the COVID-19 we're saying. So what is the excess? What is the excess? These are the bandits now that they are treating with kid gloves for amnesty. Even there's a report, UN report now, that they are even building houses for them. They are giving them houses and cash to start a new life. A bandit will always be a bandit. A leopard can never change. Have you ever seen a leopard changing its color? A leopard can never change.
Was that person a bandit from his or her bed?
But if he's not a bandit or from his or her bed, but he has that blood trait. Maybe his father, bandit father, anybody that is a bandit now, maybe his father must have had that trait of terrorism in him. It's a generational thing. It's a generational thing. By the time you give bandit amnesty, I'm still telling you, they will end up in the farm, destroying the farm, because what can they offer them to do? There's nothing they can offer them to do than cow rearing, animal husbandry, animal husbandry, in which they will be rearing cow. And from there, they will start carrying gun again, that they are protecting their cow. They will turn to killer herdsmen. So what's the difference between them now, even now, between bandit, killer herdsmen, and Boko Haram? And mind you, this is how it started in Afghanistan. This is how it started with the Taliban. This is how it started. So these people that are just taking it as a kid glove, they should be careful. They should be careful and be proactive. Talking about government, the government we have in power.
Okay. And lastly, let's look at this Fulani issue is said to be a national issue. Do you agree?
The
Fulani
general
issue about this Fulani health crisis. You see it as a national issue.
That's not a news now. It's been a national issue.
How do we find a way whereby we can live in peace with the Fulani?
See, do you have the data? Let the government do the needful. Let them have the database of the Fulanis, and let them clarify who are the who are the foreign Fulani killer ones, who are the real Fulani that has been staying with the indigenous before. But the way I see things now, the foreign Fulani, they have infiltrated the local ones here, and they sold same ideology. They came into the country, they sold it to the local one. So the best bet is let everybody rear their own cow in their region. The Fulani should stay in their own place and rear cow. They should. Should stay in the north. Let the south too find a way of going to animal husbandry, right? Like animal rearing,
Are you not
cow rearing.
causing chaos or crisis by saying such?
But there's no peace. What way will you have peace? A governor, Governor Ganduje, I said it earlier. So I'm not the one repeating this. I'm not the one saying this out. For the truth's sake. I'm not the one saying this. A governor in the north has said it, that let all those people come to his state, that he has enough land to accommodate them, so that there will be peace. There's no how that this thing will not snowball into crisis again. Because when you say you have grazing, you can't see they will have to disobey the law one day. They have to go against the law one day. Even if you give them grazing in the south here, they will still. People that believe that you are nobody in their front, you are nobody, that they have the power, they own the land, and they can do and undo. Mr. Buhari will leave 2023. Any power that comes in there, any president that comes in may find it difficult to tame them. You get what I'm saying? And they will still have that backbone, confidence that at least they've occupied territory. So let us limit their territory. There is enough land in north, grazing land. At least Katsina has started it. Let other states start it, so that we know the economic benefit of the Fulani is in the north, and we can go anytime we need them to go and order for cow. Or thank God everything is online now. You can order for cow online. Abi, you get what I'm saying? So there won't be crisis again, because all this man-made crisis we are causing for ourselves. People say our way of life are different. You wear your shirt this morning. You look corporate. Stick to your job. You came out to get your job done. You are not wearing cow, and you are not encroaching any other person's space, right? Now, God forbid, let's assume you stay in a remote area and you want to get down to town. Early in the morning, you are coming out, you see cow, rearing of cow on the street, on the road, on your street, the street to your road. How will you feel? Will it not disturb your? And when you now talk, say, we can't cow, they will now pick you up and beat you up. And so, in order to avoid that, we are not in cultural level, in educational level, in thinking level, we are not as far. We are not same page, right? We cannot carry fish, and rats together in a pool, in a pond. You cannot carry fish, and cats together in a pond. You know what I mean? In a fish pond, there will be crisis. So the tongues are different, the thinking are different, the ideologies are different. They should find a way.
Don't you believe in unity in diversity?
Are we not going to? If you need cow, I can order for cow from Kano. They should bring cow for me from Kano. They don't need to be present here, because the presence of these guys wearing cows here is causing serious calamity on the nation. In Southwest alone, 3 billion has been paid for ransom to herdsmen. 3 billion. Imagine the multiplier effect of that 3 billion that is coming out from people's pocket. People that are not well okay already. Not to not talk of in the north central, in the east.
Okay,
paying ransom.
Lastly, somebody saying Nigerians should as well count their blessings and agree that many good developments happen under the present administration.
But the good development that happens and the insecurity has overwhelmed the good development. It's when you are secure, you can look at projects all around that they are working. These are good projects. I'm not disputing that. They are building infrastructure. But who are they building infrastructure for? The dead citizens that the terrorists must have killed? My brother, if any project is going on here and there's insecurity here, will you even wait to be able to look at the face of the project? You will not even have time for the project. Your safety first. When people are safe, people will be able to appreciate the government, because number one priority of the government is security, economy, fixing of security. Because when there's no security, economy cannot boom. Which investor will come into your country to come and invest? Can you tell me investors will start rushing to Kabul now or Afghanistan to invest? Because it's an unstable state now. It's a volatile state now. And that is what is happening now. We are building infrastructure, we are building everything. But the citizens they can't enjoy this infrastructure because the citizens are hungry. The citizens are insecure. So how will you now? It's just like a father that builds a whole house and the children that will stay in the house are hungry. Won't they sell that house? Won't they sell that house to take care of themselves? No, answer me now. You are building a mansion. Why you are starving your children to build a mansion? By the time you build that mansion, you'll be surprised that it's those children that will go and put for sale on it. They might even find a way of eliminating you and put for sale on that house. Say, look at this wicked father. You want us to be suffering while you are building. So that's it.
Any final thought, Mr.
And my final thought is, youth arise. Youth, please put your thinking cap on. This is the time to liberate yourself. Let's queue behind a leader that will take us to the promised land. Because out of all these leaders we've been having, there's none that could take us to the promised land. So let's look among ourselves. Let's search ourselves before we wreck ourselves and pick us ideology leader among ourselves. We did it during the EndSARS. There was coordination during the EndSARS. And non-violent EndSARS, I mean, not the one they sponsored that went on destroying. I'm against that. But we did it ideological protest. We did it under the EndSARS and it worked. So if you can apply say, turn the protest to action, participatory, be involved in the forthcoming election, and let's look at a vibrant youth, even if it is to bring the youth from the diaspora. We have a lot of sound Nigerians, youths in diaspora. Let's assume they bought all our glory here. They destroy all the youth glory in Nigeria. We can bring a vibrant youth from youth abroad to come and rule us, take over the leadership.
You're saying maybe they have destroyed the glory of the youth.
Yes, that is it now. The majority of youth glory has been destroyed in this country. You will see now. That is it. You don't know? That is it. If there's going to be political rally here, who are among them? Don't you see the population of the youth that comes out? Jobless youth. Because if you have work to do, you will not be waiting for one politician that will come and campaign, that you collect 2,000 from, that will give you t-shirt, that will give you a Pepsi, a bottle of Pepsi. So the glory of the youth has been tampered with in Nigeria, right? And they've squeezed us. So let us free ourselves and occupy our space.
Okay, thank you very
That's
much.
Nigeria. Thank you.
I have His Highness Mr. Raphael. Good morning.
Thank you, Shuku, for that honor.
Okay.
I am a Jew, but I'm not a Jew man.
Can you give us through more light to what you just said?
When a man is being referred as Jew man, it means a wicked fellow. Yes, we the Igbos, we are Jews. I think you understand. Someone like me, I'm not a Jew man. A Jew man is an unrefined fellow, a wicked fellow. That is English interpretation of Jew man, being a Jew man. I am Jewish, I am a Jew, but I'm not a Jew man.
Okay. Somebody is saying that Nigerians should well count their blessings and agree that many good developments happen under the present administration.
Yes, person that is saying this must be two Niger.
No, Chris Ndika.
Chris Njika. Ndeka. That we are counting our blessings in this regime.
Let's count our blessings because many developments happen, and I may look at that statement and say it's making sense.
No, the man is not making any sense. I don't see any development in this regime. Infrastructural development where? Okay, state level. Okay. Ebonyi State, Umahi is working. Virtually everywhere in Ebonyi State is developed. Infrastructural, amenities wise, yeah. Umahi is it. That is the state of Ebonyi. I think understand. Come to Lagos State, nothing is being done in this administration. It was during Ambode administration. Ambode developed Lagos. He worked round the clock to see that most dilapidated amenities under Fashola regime is put in order. That is Ambode for you. Ambode fixed everywhere, every nook and cranny of Lagos State. But this administration is dependent. Administration of Sanwo-Olu is dependent on somebody. Sanwo-Olu is not an independent governor of Lagos State. Is dependent on something, is leaning on somebody. It's not working solely as a governor. So nothing is being done in Lagos State presently, nothing like the development. So when the guy is saying under this administration, I wonder which administration he's talking about. Because federal government of Nigeria is not doing anything. It's doing nothing. Nothing. This administration of Buhari has what? Taken us backward, far, far back, 10 years back. 10 years ago, 2011, it was Jonathan regime. 20 years ago, it was Obasanjo regime. Are you listening? 23 years ago was Abacha, no, Abdul Salam. 24 years ago, that's 97, was Abacha. I think you understand Abacha, Babangida, Buhari, Chagari, Obasanjo, Murtala Mohammed, go on. Are you listening to me? It has taken us back 40-something years ago. If 40-something years ago should be even Chagari, I'm talking about 50-something years ago, far back. Nigeria has been drifted backward up to, let me tell you, 60 years back, 65 years back. So there's nothing that is going on here that is so developmental. Nothing. Do you understand?
But the expressway under construction.
Under construction, that was Jonathan's project. They were constructing it when this man seized power from Jonathan. He did not win election. When there was a palace coup against Jonathan, the ex-generals, the past generals were with him in his sitting room. You understand? Compelling, putting pressure on him to surrender, to accept, to concede defeat. You understand? From Buhari. And eventually the gentleman called. That was a palace coup. So let me tell you, this regime is nothing. You can't compare this regime to Chagari regime. Chagari regime is better. Was very, very better. You can't compare it to Obasanjo, the former Obasanjo, first Obasanjo military regime. You can't compare it to Obasanjo 1999 to 2007 regime. This regime is much the worst regime Nigeria has ever experienced or witnessed. I don't know from where the writer or the narrator is deriving his own point. I don't know what he meant by Nigerians counting their blessings in this rubbish, dilapidated regime administration of Buhari. What is he saying? What is he talking about? Okay, that guy lives in the UK. That guy lives in Europe. Let me just finalize my point. You that says this, you live in the UK, come back to Nigeria. Come back to Nigeria and join us here, because all I know now is that everybody in Nigeria is not only hungry but famished. A situation whereby there is no food. I narrate in the farmland. Who are the farmers farming again? Farm where? When Fulani has virtually taken everywhere. The whole landmass of Nigeria is under what? Fulani herdsmen, terrorism or insurgency attack. Farmers are no longer going to farm. What is this guy saying? What infrastructure is he put in place? Is the agricultural sector, is he working? Who is Minister of Agriculture? Was it the Edoma who didn't know? Who has no iota of what it takes to be a farmer? Mechanized agriculture. Nothing. He doesn't know anything about agriculture. Agriculture is a science. That guy there doesn't know anything about farming, anything about agriculture.
How do you pay?
Cultivation of land, the earth, to yield fruit.
Was it successful?
It isn't easy. It is not successful. Nothing. See,
he was.
He was.
He was a minister before.
Was he?
He had some success.
Under who? Minister under who? What administration? Jonathan. He has nothing. Nothing. Let us not give somebody's glory to another person. I think understand. During the time of Jonathan, the much menace of Fulani herdsmen across Nigeria was not so tight then. It is tighter now. It is tightest. It is most dangerous menace faced by the farmers now. Fulani herdsmen, terror. They are all over Nigeria. What is Benue State is known for? What? Agriculture, farming. How many of them are farming? When they have been given the instruction to take arms, you expect a woman that could not even handle catapult, CP, to hold rifle. How is she going to operate rifle? AK-47. Everywhere is taken over, taken by Fulani herdsmen. And Buhari is supporting them the more. He is revisiting the grazing sites issue. He said I must pass it into bill so that over 25 states of the federation will be witnessing the same Fulani herdsmen attack. The man is not relenting on threatening farmers, farmlands in Nigeria. It's not relenting. It's threat. Farmlands are under serious threat. Farmlands, subsistence, commercial agriculture is under serious threat. How? Fulani herdsmen, they are grazing everywhere with their arms. They are armed to the teeth. They are armed to teeth with their arms. So you don't tell me that this man, Audu Ogbe or whatever I call himself, was successful during Jonathan. No. During Jonathan time, at least subsistence farming, subsistence agriculture, no threat. Nobody was threatening farmers. Farmers were producing their food. Do you understand? Up to commercial quantity. I don't really understand. But this time around, even the man that goes farm, the woman that goes farm to train his or her child to children to primary school, from primary school to secondary school, they're under threat now. Because Fulani herdsmen are everywhere. And Buhari is supporting Fulani herdsmen.
Okay.
By revitalizing that law against grazing, the states are passing anti-grazing bill. Buhari is going contrary to that by revisiting what he called grazing sites. He said that it was British law. Are the British in control now? Are we the British? The British, they have gone. We've seen the actual meaning of Fulani pastoralism. We see the actual meaning of that. They want to grab people's land. They want to kill people. If they graze on your farm, if you say no, they will kill you. That is what exactly Fulani herdsmen stand for now. So you can't tell me that's bullshit.
Okay. Doctors are moving off from Nigeria now because of the strike.
National Association of Residence Doctors, they are doing the rating.
Is it not going to affect you as a Nigerian?
It's not going
to have any reason to go to hospital?
Yes, because they are not being paid. If the government of the federation do the needful to those doctors, they will have no cause, reason to strike. I don't understand. You must consider the doctors. Hacking onto them. A government that is not telling us the truth, why should I support them? Fulani government has not told me the truth even once.
In charge of is from Anambra.
And then Ngige.
Is from Anambra.
Ngige is not telling himself the truth. That's why Ngige went to eastern Nigeria and give Buhari Onwanetilora one of Ebonyi State with that red cap. God will question him one day. He doesn't know the meaning of that red Igbo cap. Nze people, they don't tell lies. Nze people, they don't kill. Before you put that red cap on your head, make sure say your hands are not soiled with blood. He used that red cap on him. He wore it to Mr. so-called Fulani president and gave him that title. Onwanetilora one of Ebonyi. The whole Nzes in Igbo are they in support of that chieftaincy title? Ngiga is not telling me the truth. Ngiga is not telling the Igbos the truth. Ngiga is from our law. I don't think he's telling our law people the truth. So if Ngiga happens to be a labor minister or in charge of NAD, Aruti, well, that is for Ngiga. And his what? Government of the federation is among the FEC now, Federal Executive Council. So it's for him and his people, not for Igbo man. Ngiga is not telling Igbo man the truth. So if Ngiga is the head of NRD, fine. That's for him and the Federal Executive Council. It doesn't concern me, it doesn't concern Igbo man.
You support the doctors living in
the doctors, they should do the needful. They should not overdo things, but they should do it within the context of industrial law. If they are not well paid, they should protest. They are human beings. If nurses are not well paid, what are they doing in the house? If the people in the lower house of legislation, if they are not well paid and taken care of, what are they doing in the lower house? Ngiga is well paid. Nobody starts paying his salary. Buhari is well paid. So what are you talking about? NAD, NARD should be paid. They did their work, they should give them their money. So if they protest, why should I say resume work for what? I shouldn't tell them, I won't say that. I shouldn't say something like that.
But this one, they're going out of the country.
If they're going out of the country, it's good because Nigeria is not good. If the Nigerian doctors are traveling there, that is where they are well paid. Federal government cannot pay you. They only steal money there. They pay themselves well. They can't pay ordinary typists in the office well because they don't regard us. They regard only themselves. They regard only their families. So if federal government are not telling themselves truth, let NAD strike. NAD, NARD. They should strike. What are you telling me? These are people that are not considerate. They are not considerate at all.
Okay.
They are not showing us love.
Okay.
They are not being good stewards. Poor stewardship is the problem. Why? Is the reason why NARD are striking. Buhari is much concerned about installing Emirates in Edo State. Buhari is much concerned about allowing Fulani men to be grazing freely all over Nigeria. Buhari has succeeded in making Edo State Islamic Emirates Emirate State of Edo. But let me tell you, he has not succeeded because Oba Benin is there. Fulani has never defeated the Edo kingdom in any war. So that's why they nearly succeeded in making Lucky, Alhaji Lucky his. But Lucky has succeeded that. Lucky and his homeowner, his kinsmen. I'm telling you, the man is not much concerned about your welfare and my welfare, our well-being, my well-being and your well-being. What is concerned is to achieve his selfish ideology.
But is there a way that we and the Fulani can live together in peace?
We cannot live together with Fulani.
Is there any way at all?
There is no way at all. The one we did before has not favored us. The one we did before has spilled our blood all over Nigeria. Blood of the Igbos, Enugu people, they were being killed and maimed. They were killed. They killed Enugu people this weekend though. I don't know whether you are following news. They killed Enugu people. Enugu people allowed them to live with them at the film village, in the farmland, film villages in Enugu State. There are Fulanis there. They are killing them now. Why should we allow people that kill us to live with us? The Anambrians allowed them to live with them. They started killing Anambra at the exits of Anambra West, Omo, Anak, Nibonise, Aban, Adan. Do you understand? They started killing us, so it doesn't favor us. Living with Fulani man is endangering our what? Existence.
Living like a cow.
See, let me tell you, they are going to extinct other tribes. They want Fulani race, want other races, tribes in Nigeria to go into extinction. That is what they are doing. Millions of people in Nigeria. That is the dream Fulani. It is possible. Do you know why it's possible? Look at what is happening in Afghanistan. Look at what happened in Turkey. The Kurds. Look at what happened in Iraq. The Kurdish. Saddam Hussein nearly almost sent that very race to extinction by what? Using biological weapon on them during Gulf War. The Kurds. He used what? He used biological war or biological weapon, and almost the whole Kurdish died. Which was why American government under George Bush brought him to justice in 2003. Saddam Hussein was what? Executed. He used biological weapon. The Kurdish nearly went into extinction. Fulani herdsmen, the modus operandi, the way they operate, their modus operandi was total extermination of such particular people that are stopping them from grazing freely. When you see an innocent child of 3 months, 4 months, 8 months, and slaughter him, what is your own ideology? Where are you heading to? What do you think about those people? You don't want anything to exist there. When you see a nursing mother, a pregnant woman, you don't have feeling for her up to the level of slaughtering a pregnant woman. What do you think about that people? you are sending them into extinction. Fulani people doesn't want a boy people to exist on this earth anymore. That's why they killed both pregnant women, innocent children. Same with Idoma. Yeah, I got 2 people in Benue State. They kill innocent women, innocent children, up to the level of killing the clergies, the priests. Don't you see what is going on? If they don't want us to go into extinction, why is it that Buhari is always busy, serious about this grazing of a thing? Grazing. Fulani herdsmen there, Fulani herdsmen here. Is that the agenda? Is that the political promise he gave us? When Buhari was campaigning in 2015, did he ever make mention of Fulani herdsmen all over Nigeria? Why all of a sudden? Oga, many things played behind the scene. Immediately this Fulani man won an election in Nigeria, he sent his goodwill message to his brothers in Congo, his brothers in Central African Republic, Burkina Faso, Chad, Sudan, Mali, Senegal, Ivorians, Ivory Coast, Ghana, everywhere in Niger. Come! Nigeria is a promised land, is a place to capture. Come! And Fulani men, they have no option than to leave their villages in Mali, Senegal, Gambia, and what? Migrate to the direction of what? That direction, Nigeria. Nigeria is a place to conquer. Let us go. And that is being put in operation now. It's operational because Fulani men, they are everywhere.
Your final thought, Mr.
Let us go and capture southeastern Nigeria. Let us go and capture southwest. Let us go and take over the land of Benue. Let us go and conquer the whole mid belt. You can see Nigerian security apparatus, the police, the soldier, what do you call them? The Air Force, every one of them, they are not doing their work because that is an instruction from their overall Oga. Who is the overall Oga? Buhari. So my brother, agriculture is gone. Agriculture, farming is gone in Nigeria. See, by the time famine, hunger finish with Nigerians, they don't know what is going on now. Hunger is coming. Nobody is farming again. Or your people, they are not farming. Obama Church State, they are not farming. Because Fulani has taken virtually all the forest, all the farmland in Yoruba land. So how do you expect food to thrive? How do you expect prices of food to come down? The other day, I went to Lucky to buy yam. Lucky said we should go and buy, I should follow him, let's go and buy yam at Agege. Oga, yam, because it's dry yam. Jesus Christ. Small tuber, 1,002.